Walker now at 1st and 10. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. From the red zone now, Mariota setting up the screen here. This is Walker, and he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the 16, Mariota repeated the last play, finding Walker. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
On 2nd and goal, Mariota looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
3rd and goal, Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 40, past the 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had a goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team, because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mariota. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Mariota. Got his man. It's London. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Falcons. Drake London, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. So here are the Seahawks now with a long field in front of them. Former Heisman winner leading them out, the 2-time Pro Bowler in his first 3 seasons, the electric Kyler Murray.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be. Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. Excellent play there by Arnold Ebiketie to meet him behind the line for a loss. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Murray. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 70 yards.
They've won 2 straight games and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
Now Murray off play action. Man open downfield, it's Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he's got it down to the 28. The Seahawks at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's good for 28 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Swift will score. Touchdown, Seattle. And that is what you call lowering the boom down near the goal line. He was going to force his way in no matter what.
They always talk about low man wins when it comes to the offensive line, having the leverage to move the defenders. It's strong man wins when it comes to tackling in the red zone. And if you happen to be the low man and the strong man, that's a huge win.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This fielded right at the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Some good games. 49er fans are probably saying, wait, I thought we were done with Russell Wilson. No, they'll see him tonight. And then on Monday night, Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium kicking off at 8:15 Eastern. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Mariota. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. They'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Mariota. Throw left side, complete to Bird. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. The offense on third down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at third and a few inches. Got London on a slant. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now to the ground, here's Walker. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Now it's 2nd and 9. Mariota now. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, they've been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him. It made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
First down, and they go with Swift again. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Play action. Now it's Murray. Open man downfield. That's Smith-Schuster. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
Here's Swift. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And he is such a tough quarterback to defend because you got to remember, arguably, he's more dangerous outside the pocket than he is in it. But how about the job they did defensively to stay with the receiver and knock the ball away? I think they had a side.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Over the middle, caught by London. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
This one goes underneath to Walker. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Mariota on first down.
Gets this to Ferkser, the tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Mariota. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Right there, played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
To throw Mariota. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Murray going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Throwing now is Murray. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Murray now on first down. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Able to slither by. 64 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw complete there to Smith-Schuster. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Delay of game. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
A handoff, Swift running to the left. Richie Grant in on the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And the Falcons are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at the 20. Following the interception here, Mariota.
That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Mariota.
And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And going right back to Walker.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the Falcons are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Mariota to throw it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Steven Nelson.
And the Seahawks force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10. So certainly a big mistake there, Charles. 1st and goal, and they throw the interception.
Oh, that's just agonizing for a team because you still got at least 2, maybe 3 downs in your pocket. So if it's not there on 1st down, there was no sense in trying to force something. Instead, they turned the ball over.
Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
From the 38, Mariota. For him to bring in, it's incomplete. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Now Mariota. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Drake London, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Koo now for the point after. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. From the 6. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
First down by Noah Fant. You're reminded watching him play, he is one of the most athletic tight ends we saw coming out of college in recent years. Every round, every catch can be turned into a bigger play with what he can do as an athlete in the open field. A nice big play from him there for the first down.
First down, Murray. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing again, Murray. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, we saw that they had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
Murray sets to throw on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. First down, Mariota.
This pass is caught by London.
Touchdown, Falcons! Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Falcons will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try to pick themselves back up.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Play fake. Murray. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on first down is Murray. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll run with Swift. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. DeAndre Swift, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. The extra point now coming from Myers. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has.
Mariota's throw into the hands of Pitts here. On the move past the 40.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Play fake. Mariota.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in the face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Steps away to his left.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his fourth down call.
So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a two-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start on the ground with Swift. 75 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Once again, it's Swift.
And some room to work. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll run right here with Swift. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. On 2nd down, Swift.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Landon Collins.
And the Falcons are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Mariota now to throw on 1st down.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Walker now on 1st and 10. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll try and run the option left side. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down by 9. 23 seconds to go. Their perfect start to the season in serious peril as they come up on 1st and 10.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Back to throw. Murray. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two.
And say what you want about Lumen Field here in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league when you're on the road.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed the stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So for the Falcons, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks,
Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the richest, heart in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we weren't the ride nobody with, we're the ones who started with it. Translation, Yanni had to buy, Yanni had Yanni hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grrr,
trust, we ain't taking no loss. We be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust. Big dog, pretty leash. Where's the love in the streets? Pour my heart on the beat. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when me ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom on the pride of my people already. Them I see Ellie. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful the people is ready. Trouble Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cut team, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but we call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. All them don't know who the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only come for the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous.
This player's development trait is hidden. Put him in your lineup.
We going crazy, we at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get swayzy. I just got off with a jet and I cry. I win in a Humvee, I lie. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. Chirac, Tema, in the cut like I'm Fredo Santana. Who's you venting? I hop in the Bama, the world is mine. I'm Tony Montana, I'm Pelican Fly. Diamonds on me cause I'm rapping a rock. I'ma go hard, I ain't killing them soft. I'm up in the hills, I feel like I'm Lauren, you ready or not? I like who got businesses, I'm CEO of mine. 1980 Prezi Rolly, we been working overtime. The witness, the police, the pigs, I don't eat swine. Son of Jacob.
It's week 4 of the NFL, and our focus is on the Lions' veteran linebacker, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Lions and the Seahawks, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our home side in this one. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Former Heisman winner leading them out, the two-time Pro Bowler in his first 3 seasons, the electric Kyler Murray.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. The Seahawks at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Goff. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Here's Goff. This pass complete to Reynolds. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13.
Holding, offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Williams going to get it again on second down. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Goff now looking to throw. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds. And now 4th down. The kick by Marr is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first